Y'all seem to love it when I just stand here and talk in my kitchen. So today we're talking about pantry essentials, the things I have to have in my kitchen and the things that I make sure I have at all times. I don't know why I have Trump hands right now, but it's fine. Let me just be really clear. These are not things that I think everyone should have in their kitchen. These are strictly things that I always have in my kitchen. Number one, pasta, veggie pasta. If you've seen literally any of my other videos, you probably know this, but I'm obsessed with pasta. I use that shit all the time. I eat it every single day. If I'm in a hurry, I just boil some with some red pasta sauce and some frozen veggies and call it sad spaghetti. So it's really handy if I like haven't meal prepped or if I'm between meals and I still want something that's like nutrient dense and I don't want to cook a full meal. You can use it in so many ways other than just like really heavy, thick pastas. I love to use it for, pasta salad, obviously, with tons of veggies, and it's cold, so it's like perfect for summer, and it's summer right now. It's miserably hot in Alabama. I prefer the veggie pasta because A, it digests better, and who doesn't love that? B, it gives me an extra serving of veggies in a day, and C, it has more protein than regular pasta, so there really is no downside. Some people don't like the texture, but I'm not one of those people. Honorable mention pairing with the pasta is pasta sauce. You can grab a thing of red pasta sauce at the grocery store for like less than $2 usually, depending on where you shop. But if not that, you can also save some in your freezer and just like make a bunch of like high protein sauce or spaghetti sauce or something, put it in individual containers, and then just pop it in the freezer and leave it there for a while. Well, not leave it there for a while, but use it as you need it. Another thing, frozen edamame. I always have some in my freezer, and when I don't, I panic a little bit. Not in the pod, but like outside of the pod. I'm a huge Asian cuisine girly. I'm always making stir fries, and I usually use like a peanutty, well, oh no, spoiler. I usually use like a peanutty based soy kind of sauce that I make a lot, and I always pair it with edamame because it's so good. I put it in stir fries, I make fried rice with it, and it just adds some extra veggies and extra protein, and that's all I'm looking for. I'm looking for versatility and protein and nutrients. That's why we should be eating. Never mind, that is why we eat. So, like I said, spoiler alert, the next thing is peanut butter. Multiple kinds, actually, because I'm insane. In one of my favorite homemade sauces, I pair peanut butter, soy sauce, ginger, rice vinegar, and whatever sweetener I feel like putting in. Usually it's agave. I probably make this sauce at least once a week, and I use it on all kinds of things. A fun thing about peanut butter is that stores have multiple kinds, and those multiple kinds stay in my pantry. I am not kidding. I have a regular peanut butter that's just like natural peanut butter, but it's a little cheaper, both for like spreading on toast and to give to my dog. And then I have dark chocolate peanut butter just for me because I have a sweet tooth from the bad place. And I also keep Smucker's natural peanut butter because it has the best flavor of all of the peanut butters in my opinion. That's the one I use to make the sauce because it's the most creamy. It's the easiest one to mix, and I also like to dip my apples in it because I think it just tastes the best. Next is beaned. Canned or dried, but I'm gonna be real with you. I usually use the cans. I, like most vegans, always have beans on hand. I prefer the taste and texture of and the price of bagged beans, but I don't always have the time. A lot of times when I'm cooking, I just kind of do it on a whim. And I also threw out my crock pot. So I can't exactly just throw some beans in the crock pot and let them cook all day because there's not a crock pot in my house and I'm terrified of an Instant Pot. But beans are so versatile. You can use them for soups and chilies, burrito bowls, and for me, most often, I use them for cowboy caviar, which I'll link at the end of this video because I have a video on it already. The lineup of beans that I usually keep in my pantry or use in my meals varies based on my mood. Normally, I just keep a little bit of everything in there just so I can switch it up based on my mood. They're usually $1 or less per can, so I just grab some every time I go to the store. Next, coffee creamer, oat milk. One of my simple joys in life is drinking my coffee while I'm on my deck in the mornings and I listen to the birds and I let my dog sun and I swat mosquitoes away as of recently, and I journal and plan for this channel. It seriously keeps me sane. Minus the mosquitoes, they can burn for all I care. Another one of my simple joys is getting really excited when I find new coffee creamers at the grocery store. Buddy. I love going into the grocery store and like seeing new things, seeing new coffee creamers. Like not just a new brand that has French vanilla, because does anybody actually like that? God, I'm so tired of French vanilla coffee creamer because it was all that I could find for like 2 years. It seriously is and definitely feels like a win for those of us that are dairy free to like find new new creamers at the grocery store. It's so cool. One that I found really recently was like Khalifa Farm. I think, is it Khalifa? Califia. I'm thinking of Wiz Khalifa. Califia Farms, and it's like cookie butter, and it tastes and smells like snickerdoodle cookies. Besides the obvious way to use coffee creamer, I also use it in my oatmeal from time to time. For example, on the vegan Snickers oatmeal video that I did, I didn't want to put caramel syrup in my oatmeal, so I just used caramel creamer. It's so much less sugar with the same amount of flavor. Or if I'm feeling real crazy, I get an Olipop, because I don't drink soda, and I put coffee creamer in it. The vanilla coffee creamer, which I know is very contradicting to what I just said. Vanilla coffee creamer and root beer Olipop. Boy, I gotta thank my best friend Callie for putting me on that, because it's like a root beer float without the misery. The next one, I really don't have a whole lot to say about it because it's kind of obvious, but oat milk. Beyond all of the things you use oat milk for, I'm using it as a segue into my next one, which are cashews. I'm always making creamy sauces with cashews and oat milk. Whether I'm using it to make a cheese sauce or a pasta sauce, I'm obsessed with cashews. I also just like to snack on them a little bit. Salted cashews are like that texture, boy. Ooh. And then my dog is kind of obsessed with them these days as well. Every time I get some out for me, or like for my snacks, or not my snacks, my sauces, I just like pop her a couple and she's so satisfied. A lot of people say you don't have to soak cashews if you're using a high-powered blender to like make sauce and stuff, but I recommend it regardless. I have a high-powered blender and it's always really gritty if I don't soak them first, so I usually just throw them in a pot with some water, turn it on to boil, let it boil for like 10 minutes, and then just like let them sit there while I cook the rest of it so they just kind of stay warm, and then they're warm for my sauce whenever I get ready to blend everything. Now, I have gushed about Butler's soy curls and textured vegetable protein in many other videos, but I have to gush about them here too because I mean it. These are so handy to add extra protein, fiber, and iron to some meals. This is the best textured vegetable protein, or TVP, that I have found. It's the best price and it's the best quality. It's very consistent. I'm a big fan of Anthony's. On this little nutrition sheet, we have a 1/4 cup of a serving. Well, you can't see how big my hand is. A 1/4 cup of a serving is 12 grams of protein with 10% of your daily value of iron and 10% of your daily value of potassium. But it's also 4 grams of fiber and no added sugar. You know what the ingredients are? Soy flour, soy curls, Butler's soy curls, because I'm pretty sure that's the only brand that makes soy curls. I'm just kidding, they're called other things. For 3/4 of a cup, we have 11 grams of protein, 10% of your daily value of iron, 4% of calcium, and 10% of potassium. So I'm pretty sure those are exactly the same numbers. And we have 6 grams of fiber, which is pretty stinking cool. 5 grams of fat. So these are a little more fatty, but it's fine. Ingredients: non-GMO whole soybeans, baby. Side note, little insider secret, I'm thinking about writing a soy curl cookbook. So if that's something you would be interested in, please let me know. I'm pointing at the comments to tell you to comment if you would like that. I've got 2 more. Number 9, Nooch. It's like the most vegan thing I've ever said in my life. I don't know what kind of science goes into this stuff, but it's amazing, and it's like the best invention that's ever been invented. Nooch, if you're unfamiliar, if you're a vegan, you're probably not unfamiliar, but if you're new to it, congratulations. But Nooch has a fairly like mild, nutty, kind of cheesy flavor. It's kind of weird, actually. It looks like fish food, but it's so versatile. You can use it as a topping, which I usually do. I sprinkle it on anything that's like not breakfast most of the time, and sometimes I even do put it on my breakfast if I do something like eggy or a breakfast scramble. I also use it in cream sauces and like the cashew sauce and nacho cheese and all of the lovely things that I make on a regular weekly basis. I use Nooch in burrito bowls, soups, cheeses, stir fries, everything. I love Nooch. I also learned today, I'm listening to a book called Plant-Based Athlete, I think, and I learned that a little bit of Nooch, I think it said like a teaspoon of Nooch, can combat exercise-induced drop in immunity. So that's really cool. So if you ever like run a race or something and you can feel your immune system kind of like, then Dry scoop some nooch. I'm just kidding, that would probably be disgusting. For a 1 tablespoon serving, we have 3 grams of protein, which is crazy. What's even in this? That's insane. 1 gram of fiber. I'm not gonna read all of these because I don't know what they do. There are 10 things that it has like super nutrient dense in it, and only 4 out of the 10 are less than 100. So that's pretty stinking cool. Nooch bonus, it's insanely good on popcorn with tahini. Also, tahini is an honorable mention because I use it all the time, but it didn't make it to the list for some reason. 10, carrots. I fucking love carrots. I think they might be my favorite vegetable. Usually I put carrots in soups, stir fries, and literally any other veggie meal prep. I also chop them up and use them with hummus, which honestly, I don't really buy hummus or make it a whole lot anymore, but it is really nice to have when I'm feeling it. Or you can blend them and make hummus out of them. My favorite reason to have them is that they're a key ingredient in some vegan nacho cheese that I make. Dude, granted it's not my original recipe, but I've modified it a little bit and I'm still working on perfecting it, so that's why I haven't shared it with you, but you can see the original recipe in my nacho fries video. But anyways, just buy a huge bag of carrots. Ironically, I don't actually have them in my fridge right now, but you just buy a huge bag of carrots and keep them in the fridge. And I don't know how long they stay good, but I know I've probably munched on some for like a month and they were never bad. If you want to see some of the recipes that I talked about in this video, there's some clickable things with the videos that I talked about in this video. Stick around, hang out a little while, let's be friends. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. How am I gonna do this? Okay, my idea for the thumbnail is to like hold all these things like a baby